Okay, we're looking good so far. Hopefully he doesn't shockwave right here as Bahamut is getting his hit. Oh my, and he did exactly that. Okay, we made a pretty fine recovery here. Let's see if we can push up further. Oh! Hey yo, what's up guys? John Boogle here. And yes, you read the title correctly. Today is going to be a bit of a different video. I have done this before, but of course I wanted to do it again, see how it goes, and these videos are much more fun. Of course, I'm going to be using my own guide to beat Crazed Titan. And yes, I'm talking about the original guide, of course, the How to Beat Crazed Titan Easily, all the way back in July of 2019. Now, of course, comparing this account to that account, there's a big difference, and that being our units are much lower level. So of course, we're going to have to compromise. And no, that doesn't mean I'm going to use Ubers. Yes, you can easily use Ubers in this situation. Like, I could easily use Shishi and probably beat the stage very easy, but that would be pretty boring, so we are not. Anyways, you must be wondering why we're starting with an XP stage right here. Of course, there is one thing we need to make sure of before we hop into the stage. And in the guide, I did use a level 30 Urudun Wolf and Crazed Bahamut. So we're gonna have to just try it with level 20s, and it's gonna be pretty rough, so let's just see how it goes. I did prepare a lineup here, but I might make a second one, just in case the first lineup doesn't go too well. Of course, I'm gonna bring Sniper Power Up and Speed Up, and maybe CPU, who knows, we'll just bring it just in case. But yeah, the lineup I'm gonna use for this stage is this one right here. Very odd lineup, I know. And I guess we could just make our second lineup live while we're here. So of course we're gonna go with the attack up combo Cool Japan for this lineup. And yeah, first we're gonna test out the other lineup. Of course, I'll explain the lineups when we actually hop into the stage, since there isn't really much to talk about, since I've talked about this stage a lot. And in that guide, I've explained it as well. But yeah, I think that should do it. Of course, we're going to go with the first lineup, and we'll save this one in case we lose with the first one. Of course, in the first lineup, we have a defense combo. The second one, we have the attack combo with Cool Japan. But yeah, let's use a leadership and let's hop into the stage. Here we go. Now, of course, looking at my guide, the lineup explanation, I did use a very basic lineup. That was pretty much the baseline, and I do have some replacements here. Of course, we have Seafarer, or Castaway in this case, to replace Chimera, and that will help us in case a wave does hit. Castaway will be there to survive a wave. Same with Ring Girl. Ring Girl is pretty crucial, and it can take Crazed Dragon's role, though it does get outranged. It is pretty helpful for wiping out the Gories when needed. And of course, once again, it could survive the wave, so that is what we substituted with that. Hacker, I just kind of brought on a whim here just to see if we could get some extra chip damage. It was a kind of pointless fill up, but oh well, we'll see how it goes. And the rest of the lineup is just basic attackers, so we got Paris and of course Dragon. And of course our two main units, Bahamut and Wolf. So following the strategy of my old guide, of course what we're going to do is max out our wallet, and we did that pretty easily here with the help of Ring Girl and Castaway survivability, and we did not hit the base too early, which is a good plus. So step one is complete. We maxed out our wallet, we have enough cash built up, and we're ready to hit the base. Now, in the old guide, I used 2 stallers or 2 meat shields because my units were a bit higher leveled, so they can take some waves. But in this one, of course, we have level 25 and below units basically. So we're gonna have to maximize the strategy of making Crazed Titan miss his attacks, so we're only using 1 meat shield or 1 staller. Now in the guide, we pushed with Urudun Wolf with the initial base hit, but in this situation, both of our legend units are at level 20. So we have to use them very wisely and very smartly, because we do not want to waste them, because if that wave happened right there and Bahamut or Urudun Wolf was on the field, it would have been a wasted opportunity for our legend cycle. And like mentioned in the guide, that is exactly what we're going to do. We're going to legend cycle this, so not have both of them out at the same time, because they could just both get waved and that'll screw us over, but instead cycle them so when Bahamut dies, Urudun Wolf is there on field to back up, and when Urudun Wolf dies, Bahamut is back up on the field to cover that role. In the same way, In the original guide, I mentioned Cat as your security system in this lineup. Very odd name I gave it there. Well, Castaway fulfills that exact same role in this lineup. Having a unit that can survive a wave and potentially stand some ground so you can recover quickly and efficiently is pretty crucial in this level, so Castaway is there for that reason. And of course, like I mentioned earlier, Ring Girl can fulfill that role as well, while also cleaning up the gories if needed. But yeah, look at that. We took 2 waves there pretty much in close succession, so it was a pretty difficult thing to recover from, but we somehow did it, and that was thanks to the power of Castaway and Ring Girl being able to stay alive. Now, of course, in the guide, the DPS of the lineup was much higher, with not only just higher level units, but of course the true forms and the huge units like Crazed Dragon that makes a massive difference in this level. But even without that, if we just play it slow, we can really slide by, and with a little bit of luck on the side, we should be able to do it, and of course, we did do it. Little spoiler there. But yeah, look at that, already getting some nice damage knockbacks, which is always nice. But other than that, we really kept up the same strategy throughout the whole level. Of course, when we get waved, we have either of the units ready for that wave or in preparation for that wave so we can recover quickly. Of course, recovery is the most important part in this level, because even with just using 1 staller, we are slimming down the chances of Crazed Titan hitting any units and unleashing that wave, but at the same time we also have to be careful. So yeah, if all of our units are on cooldown, then you won't be able to recover as quickly, so having units like Castaway, Chimera, other units that can tank that hit and recover fast is very nice. Like I mentioned in the guide, you don't want to have all of your units on cooldown, because if Crazed Titan waves, all of your units are on cooldown and Crazed Titan moves up and you're pretty much screwed. So yeah, you gotta be very calculated and try to predict when the waves are gonna come, but at the same time try to control when the waves are likely to hit. Like in situations with the gories, we want to try to not use Crazed Macho so much and let the gories just knock back Crazed Macho so Crazed Titan misses those hits and does not activate any waves. Either way, this was still a pretty unlucky run because we've gotten waved a good amount of times in close succession, and that led to us being right next to the base here. But yeah, we always kept in mind throughout this run to have our recovery on lockdown. We need to recover fast and efficiently. But yeah, that's pretty much it, I guess. You know, a lot of people see these guides and they copy the exact same lineup and they go into the stage and they lose, and they're wondering why they are losing. Well, one of the reasons I do make this type of video is, of course, it's fun, but the other is because it shows that you can go back and use some older guides and compromise. Even though that old Crazed Titan guide I did make is pretty outdated by now, I did use this strategy, pretty much the same strategy, and just substituted some units here, and that would work better for us in this situation for this strategy, and that led us to beating this level pretty easily with very low level units at this point of the game. So always use guides and take apart the info that you need and use it to your advantage. Don't follow guides to a 1-to-1 ratio. That will lead to many issues because of course every account is different. You might have different units, different levels, etc. So it's always good to move things around, use the better units you might have, and find the replacements you might have. Of course, in these older guides, I didn't mention much replacements, but in the newer guides, of course, I mentioned a bunch of replacements. So that is pretty much covered in that case. But in the older ones, you pretty much had to rely on your lineup making skills for the stage. And this pretty much goes back all the way to that older video that I made of what makes a skilled Battle Cats player. And of course, if you saw that video, you would know this basically proves my point, because if you do have that true skill that was mentioned in that video, then you wouldn't really struggle with using any guide, because you can pretty much compromise on your own and figure out things on your own and use it to your advantage, while also using parts of the guide and strategy to your advantage, and that is exactly what we did here. So while it is cool and fun to go look back at old videos and try to test them out and see if they are still doable, it's also a message to, of course, keep in mind that guides on Battle Cats are often misused very heavily and relied too much upon because you're not supposed to follow it to a T unless you have like the exact same account, exact same units, and exact same everything. Hell, there might even be some cases where you have higher level units and better stuff and you're still losing. Well, to that I say you might have a slight skill issue. But yeah, I know guide makers on Battle Cats do tend to get targeted and hated a lot, but me, I don't really care too much because of course I don't give a damn about Battle Cats anyways, so but the others out there might care, so appreciate the guys that are out there more. Use multiple guides and not only one guide, because that might help out a lot. Sticking to just one guide is okay, but using multiple and grabbing the best parts of each guide to make your own strategy and assessment is always the best way to follow a guide, or multiple. And yeah, after a few minutes we finally did take out Crazed Titan, and I guess I'll cut to the live commentary for this one. Oh, damn. That was pretty close actually. But we did finally take him out. Hacker just chilling there doing nothing. Wow, well we did it first try, pretty easy there. Yeah, wasn't expecting to beat it that easy with this low of level units, but hey, it just goes to show that strategy is really everything, isn't it? But bam, there we go. What is this, our, what, fourth Crazed Cat, yeah. Cool, there we go, Crazed Titan, hey. Yeah, wasn't really expecting to, do it first try there, but we got it. So that's nice. I guess we didn't need to use a leadership for that, but oh well, I guess we'll do an XP stage after this. But yeah, I guess we can just show the lineup here. We didn't even get to test out the second lineup, so yeah, this one worked out just fine. Yeah, level 25, around level 25 units here. Very easy, I would say. I was expecting to have much more trouble, but even though we did get pretty unlucky as well, but yeah, cool, I guess. Alright, let's see that new Crazed Cat, our fourth one, and of course we're going to be getting all of them pretty soon. I might make a guide for Crazed Titan pretty soon as well, I don't know, we'll see, but there we go, bam. But yeah, voiceover Boogle back here. Of course, drop a like if you enjoyed this video, subscribe if you're new, join the hashtag Boogle gang, and yeah, new Battle Cats video soon. It's been John Boogle, and see ya.